If relationships are the real currency in life, if referrals are the lifeblood of business, how do we, the entrepreneurs, the small business owners, compete in this ever-changing, fast-paced world? How do we become more so we can attract more? My name is Curtis Lewsey and I'm your host. Those are the questions, and in this podcast, we will reveal the secrets. Well, welcome everybody. We have an amazing guest, Miss Lisa Lieberman-Wang, and she's a #1 best-selling author. She's a licensed master NLP practitioner, and she helps you break through barriers that weigh you down by turning obstacles into gifts. That is amazing. She's written books as well as just a trainer helping people break through. We're going to talk about some 7 secrets to building your business in today's economy, crazy times that we live in right now. But before we do that, I would love for you to share your backstory and how you've and what you've done up to this point.
Well, thank you, Curtis. And you know, as a business and life strategist, I've been helping people build themselves and build their business for decades. And I want to say we're coming on 3 decades, which totally surprises me, but it's true. And it really started out of my own personal journey. And my #1 best-selling book is called Find to Fab. And it's how I used to feel, which was effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. And I wanted to be fabulous, awesome, beautiful. And I was helping successful women stop hurting themselves and overcome self-sabotage. Then I realized that I had all these men reading the book, and they started writing. I have, Raymond Aaron, New York Times bestselling author, wrote the forward, and other people. And they're saying this was to be for women, for not just women, Lisa. Men need this too. And I understand. And my theory was, if I help enough women, I will help the men because their life will be even better.
Yeah.
And Curtis, it actually got even further, and men came on board, and I had to change my whole branding, change my whole theme. And I was like, okay, I help men and women, I help humans. And that was a big deal for where it came for me. Is I've been building myself and business for decades. And I found that a lot of people were working really hard, had great aspirations, wanted to do better in their life, but they would get all the tactics, but they didn't realize that 80% is psychology and 20% is tactics. So we got all the things and systems, this is what I need to do, but then they were personally becoming their own barriers for success. So we needed to help them.
Wow, that's impressive. So tell me back. So what led you into this walk of life? Like, how did you end up?
Well, I think that the school of hard knocks, things don't happen, to us, but for us. And I had worked for corporate America. I worked for companies like IBM and MCI. I was the top 2% in the world for MCI in their sales. I did like millions of dollars in revenue per year for them back 35 years ago. In my career, I've done over 60 million in personal sales. And I have one organization in my business that's done over $100 million in sales with the team. And I've been leading these people for decades. And what I found is, I've been really wonderful in marketing and sales. That's what I went to school for. That's what I was really good at. And I found not everybody else was. And even at MCI, they wanted to hire me. I was at quota. My quota was only 2 million. I was 400% of goals. So I was doing 8. And I would do it by the first week of the month. And they'd be like, well, how are you doing this? And I'm thinking, this is super easy. How am I doing this? And what I found is that people weren't doing what I was doing, and they wanted to transition me to train the entire East Coast on how I was producing these numbers and what I needed to do. And similar to what you do, Curtis, with referral marketing, one of the things that I was really good at is making friends for a living. And that's what I did. If you ask me what I do, I'd say I make friends for a living, and I'd say, but I'm not a prostitute. So just make sure I make friends, but not that kind of friend. And how it ended up happening is I burned out from corporate America. I ended up in the hospital, not once, not twice, but 6 times over 13 years. And no matter how successful I was, I kept burning out. And I realized there had to be a shift. So when I realized it's not the tactics, it's the mindset, I did it for myself and have 27 years of not burning out and doing that to myself. and had amazing success. I said, I'm not an anomaly, although I wanted to be terminally unique. There are other people that had challenges too, and they just didn't have anybody who walked the walk and talked the talk, you know? So I ended up being part of the Tony Robbins community because a very dear friend knew what I was doing. Unlike other people, everybody deals with stress differently. In my case, I actually dealt with stress with food. And I ended up with an eating disorder for 13 years. I was a compulsive overeater, binge eater, bulimic. And I was having unbelievable challenges, would pass out and all this other stuff because of the food comas I ended up in. And it turned out that I have 27 years of not hurting myself. And I, like I said, I thought I was unique until I found other people who did the same thing. And Tony Robbins helped me 27 years ago. So I became a disciple. I started volunteering. I went through every program he offered. I ended up becoming a platinum partner of his, where he mentors a select group of people, and you're investing in traveling around the world with him and all of his mentors as well. And then I became a trainer. And so I've been with him and helping people and giving back. I made a decision. He helped me. I was going to help others. And we do that as part of contribution and giving back to the world. And I just feel really blessed that I get to help people change themselves, their lives, their business, their homes, and everything else.
Wow, that is so impressive. So is that where your kind of introduction to the NLP world was through him?
Well, what happened is when I started working with Tony, I had made a decision that everyone he ever mentioned in the footnotes of his book, if they were still alive, I needed to learn from them. So it went from the gamut of the Jim Rohns to the Deepak Chopra to Jay Abraham to Keith Cunningham to Alison Armstrong, Barbara DeAngelis. I mean, you name it. I literally, and Dr. Bandler and Grinder are the creators of NLP. So when I heard that they were still alive, I said, I need to go learn from them. And I became a licensed master NLP practitioner and trainer. Learning from Dr. Bandler, then I learned from Grinda, then I learned from Robert Dilts, and I wanted to be trained by the best of the best. And I did that in all areas of my career, following Tony, even down to the Byron Katie's and Alison Armstrong. Like literally went to everyone's program and invested $1.3 million in the last 27 years learning. Yes.
Wow. So for the listeners that are not familiar with NLP, do you mind sharing?
NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. And what it is if we can program a computer to do what people can do, we can program our mind to do what other people are doing successfully in certain areas. And neuro is your neurology, the way you're thinking, linguistics, the language of which you use, and the program, the way you program yourself and the results you get. And not only am I a licensed master NLP practitioner and trainer, I also created my own NAP, which is neuro-associative programming, because in NLP, there's a little limiter that turns out that people actually take things out of context. And when you study hypnosis, which I also studied with Milton Erickson, not when he was alive, I'm not that old, but I studied hypnosis with Dr. Bandler. And you'll find that one of the challenges is people deal with gross generalizations, deletions, and distortions, and they assume if somebody is this way in this situation, they're this way all the time, and that's not true. So NAP is neuro-associative programming, realizing that we're programmed specifically in the context of certain situations, but it doesn't go across the whole life. So you really need to learn how to work with people in the situation you're dealing with, not thinking it's a generalization that if they behave this way now, that they're going to behave this way in this situation. We need to understand how it's working.
Wow, that is fantastic. Well, I want to dive into these 7 secrets, if you don't mind, because I have a feeling that if some of the questions I have are going to probably be answered within the 7 secrets of building your business in today's economy. So obviously crazy times that we live in. So do you mind starting off with number 1? And I may have some questions along the way.
Sure. So the 7 secrets to building your business in today's economy came about because of my own clients. They were saying to me, Lisa, how did you build every business you started? And we own 4 right now, Curtis. I'm not a serial entrepreneur. It's 27 years of building business. And we just pick up new ones as we go. And they actually get picked up based on the need, not us saying we're going to start a business, but based on the needs of our clients. We see how can we service them. And if we can, we will start something new, and we have. And The 7 Secrets came about because a lot of my clients says, how is it that every business you ever started made 6 figures the first year? And over 27 years, we've had more than one recession. We're in a recession now in a winter economy. And since the 1790, we've had 40 recessions in the United States. And people keep thinking you can't build the business in certain economies. And the truth of the matter is, out of the Fortune 500 companies in 2009, there's, I think, 100 of them that started in a recession. So that is so cool when you realize that, because Toll House Cookies, General Motors, Apple Computers, you know, all these companies actually started in a recession, and people think that's what we're in now, a winter economy. Think of it as 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And in a winter, it's sparse. We don't have leaves on the trees. We're not having tons of fruits and for our efforts, right? But yet some of the best companies in the world started in this economy because they saw it as opportunity when other people saw it as a lack. And that's the big piece that we have to look at. So what it was is, this is not a theory of mine. This was going back and saying, okay, what is it I did in every single business to build it to not just 6, but we have 2 that do millions a year. So it's like 6 and 7 figure businesses. What is it we did? And we started, I looked at it and I said, well, the first thing is mindset. The first is mindset. And like I said, it's the 6 inches between your ears. And so many people think that, and it has to do with the NLP in a way, because people think it has to do with, you know, I need all the mechanics. I need to know everything. I need all the resources. Well, you don't need to know how, you need to know why and what. What is it you want? And why do you want it? Because the how always comes. And most people don't believe that, but it does. I had an idea of starting this because one of my mentors from Tony World, Lauren Slocum, said, you know, you need to be helping women. And I said, no, I teach people how to make money. She goes, no, you need to help women. I said, no, I teach people how to make money. Well, I had already been part of a direct sales company, $1 million club earner, top 1% in the world. I'm pretty much retired about 15 years ago. And I'm thinking, no, I don't need to do anything, Lauren. And all of a sudden I wake up one morning and I come downstairs, I call my husband Handsome. I said, Handsome, I'm supposed to save lives. And he goes, what? I said, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I promise you'll be bigger than anything else I've ever done. And that's how Find to Fab got started. We ended up helping successful people stop hurting themselves, and men and women today, which is pretty exciting. But the first is psychology, is you need to believe in yourself, believe in your business. And if you look at the word belief, Curtis, there's a 3-letter word in the middle of it. What is it? I said the word belief, there's a 3-letter word in the middle of
life.
it.
Oh, life, yeah.
Yeah, it's the lie we tell ourselves. Beliefs are the lies we tell ourselves. There's not one that you can prove, but if you tell yourself that it's good, you're right. If you tell yourself it's bad, you're right. And we need to really be aware of what we're telling ourselves in this economy. And right now there's huge opportunity, and it's really all psychology. And we need to also avoid marketing myopia. And what that is everyone holding the sign saying, you know, you're a specific business and you're just like everybody else. So if I was holding a sign today saying I'm a life coach, I'm a life coach, I'm a life coach, I'm a life coach, you'll be like, well, how are you different than anybody else? Why should I work with you? Yeah. That's marketing myopia. Or if I said, I'm a business coach, again, how are you different? You need to actually stop selling the product and sell the solution. And when we do that, it changes everything. So.
Wow, that is powerful. And so any suggestions around mindset? Like, I mean, if somebody is not, especially the crazy times right now, a lot of blame, a lot of people feeling like they're the victim. What is it that a couple of things that they can do to help get on that right path of mindset?
I think the first thing is to ask yourself better questions. Right. Here's the thing. If we're asking ourselves unresourceful questions, we're going to get unresourceful answers, right? So ask yourself better questions instead of what's wrong with this, or why can't this work, or why isn't this work? What if we asked ourselves the question about what's good about this? Like, seriously, what's good about this? So I have a client that during this economy, she happens to be a transformative neuro Reiki. I branded her with the brand You Become the Expert, not a Reiki master or anything else. And she says, you know, Lisa, everybody's giving it away for free. I go, you're not everyone. You're not everyone. And I said, you can give something for free, but you can also ask. I have a give, ask model. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, but they're doing, I said, no. I said, this is mindset. I said, ask better questions. What is it that people need right now that only you can supply to them? And what are they willing to pay? Because just because we're in this pandemic, realize something. Some people are making more money now than they ever made before. The government subsidized them. Businesses are having a hard time getting people back to work because they're making more money not working than they were working. A friend of mine owns a hair salon, and the stylists were so happy they were making more money not working. It was crazy. And there were other businesses. I have another client who owns a bakery. They had the same thing. People didn't want to come back to work because they were making more money not working. So when people start thinking there's no money out there, that's your thinking. Ask what's good about this. What's good about this is there's more people with money. If you're in the construction industry, people looking around their house. We started renovating the house because we're home. We're looking around. What do we need to do? Well, maybe you want to invest. I invested in Home Depots and Lowe's. Those stocks went up like 46 and 76%. What's good about this changes your philosophy and what you see in the world. So you're not looking at what's wrong, you're looking at what's right. It changes it. Brenda, who's a transformed neuro Reiki master, who's telling me there's no business out there, last month did $43,000 in sales. When everybody else is saying there's no business, she's already done more part-time, homeschooling 3 boys, working 15 hours a week. She's already done 119,000 in revenue, and she's on track to do 150. Last year, she only did 96 in this economy part-time, you know? So what's good about this is what we're looking for, is you ask a better question, you get a better answer, right?
Wow, that is amazing. Well, how about number 2? What is the second secret?
Okay, so number 2, I actually have to go look because I'm just on a roll.
I know, I always mix things up, and I do this too. I'm like, because I'm like, wait, I don't want to go ahead and jump to number 6. Let me be safe.
Number 2 is taking massive action. Massive action has everything to do with creating a plan and looking for result producing activities. And what do I mean by that is, you know, if I say it's Pareto's principle, which is the 80-20 rule, 80% of your business is coming from 20% of your clients. You know, if you think about where you're spending your time, most people are spending 80% of the time in wasteful and 20% in productive. I like to make sure it's reversed. So 80% has to be result producing activities that makes the register ring ka-ching. You know, it's like if you're not doing things that are making the register ring, then you're not in a result producing mode. You're not taking massive action. So how is massive action taken? Well, first through the 3 C's, and the 3 C's are conversations create cash. And I've gotten that from Angelique Rolee, who's amazing. She trademarked it. And I thought that was brilliant because to me, if I'm not speaking to somebody or somebody who has my audience or somebody who can refer me to somebody, then I am not building a profitable possibility for a business. So conversations create cash. Too many people are sitting behind a computer, kind of voyeurs, looking around and hoping somebody's going to find them instead of having the conversations that will create cash. Private messaging, you know, putting emails out, text messaging, phone calls, webinars, one-on-one, Zoom calls, whatever it is, meet with people and build relationships, because those relationships will build your business. And it may not be the people we're even speaking to, but who they know who. So that's where we look at, you know, the conversations create cash and result producing activities. 80% has to be things that will make the register ring. The other part of that is called automate, delegate, and eliminate. Anything that you've done 3 or 4 times repetitively that can be automated needs to be automated, taking massive action to make sure we get things off our plate. Delegated, if it's under $25 an hour, it's not your job. I'm assuming you have a business that you're looking to achieve that it's going to be making you at least 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures. Under $25 an hour is not your job. I do not do laundry. I do not go shopping for food. I do not clean my home. Not my job. I would rather pay someone to do it so I can do my stuff that will create more revenue for me. Yeah. Under $25 an hour, not your job. That means if you're doing memes on social media, if you're posting things on Instagram and Facebook and everything, that's not your job. Get somebody to do it. That's a big thing for me, is delegate and then eliminate. One of the best things you can do is eliminate. How do you do that? Put a list on your calendar, every single thing you do for a week. I challenge you to do this. Best advice I can give you. When you look, circle all the things that you can delegate, all the things you can eliminate, and all the things you can automate. And then look at what's actually creating revenue for you. If it's not creating revenue for you, it's not your job. And anything else, you make sure you delegate, automate, eliminate. It makes it really simple to do that. So taking massive action.
That is amazing. Love that. That was like that little clip right there. We're gonna have to definitely cut that piece out and highlight that as well. Where the whole interview is going to be launched. That was absolutely powerful. Do you mind sharing a couple of things on the automated side that you help your clients with?
Oh my God, yes. Automating is even to the point of, emails. We do marketing plans from our clients. So we'll sit there and look at every quarter. So from, first quarter, second, third, fourth, find out what's happening in your avatar's world and what do you need to do. And automate can be as easy as automating email sequences, automating text messages, automating conversations. Like all those things can be automated, that once you put it into place, it comes fall and this is what you have to be promoting, that these emails and CRM tools and other things are just doing it for you, whether it's the texting and stuff like that. Those all automation. And then even when you create funnels, I have a web development company. So my companies are simple. I've been in direct sales for 27 years, 18 years. We have a web development company, and we've been helping businesses market and bring themselves online through every kind of, marketing, social media, anything that they need in that thing, doing funnels and so forth. 10 years been in the business consulting, coaching, specifically getting coaches, entrepreneurs, and business owners online, building their business, getting their voice out. And then the other one is an NAP Leadership and Coaching Academy. So everything we do has literally built from the need of the other one and how we actually built it and continued. So when you say, what was the question again?
Automating.
When it comes to automating anything in that realm of a CRM tool, customer relationship management tool, anything in relationship to things that you have to do repetitively, we automate even to the point of, you need a document, Curtis, and I talk to you about it, and I talk to another client about it, and I talk to another client about it. It means it goes on a website, it goes on a membership site, and I never have to tell you how to get it again. Like literally creating online programs and things like that I only have to do it once. I don't have to repeat it. So I've been teaching people how to create online programs and signature talks, even automating a talk where people can still opt in through a funnel and then do the same thing, but I don't have to keep showing up all the time. Right. I'm a big automator.
That is super powerful. So number one is mindset. Obviously that's huge. I'm definitely going to buy your books. I'm sure a lot of the Find to Fab is mindset in there. And number two, taking massive action. How about number three?
Number three is modeling success. It's not recreating the wheel. Other people's experience, OPE. One of the things I learned from Tony Robbins is Tony is the best motivator, inspirational person, neuroscience engineer. He's created NAC, neuroassociative conditioning. He's just masterful at everything he does. But I also learned the reason he's masterful is he modeled other people's success. His mentor was Jim Rohn. And then you start learning about all the other people he followed. That's why I went to learn from Jim Rohn and Deepak Chopra and all these other people, and Guru Singh and all the people he talked about, because Steve Wynn and Peter Diamandis and all the people I met through the platinum programs and stuff like that. Other people's experience is a shortcut to your success. Why are you trying to recreate the wheel? If somebody gives you a recipe for a cake and they say, these are the 5 ingredients, and you have water, flour, eggs, sugar, and icing, you turn around and you say, okay, I'm going to make the cake, but I'm going to make it my way. And Curtis, I'm going to put the eggs and I'm going to put the water and the flour in. I'm going to put the sugar, I'm going to put the icing, and the cake comes out and you go, I'm going to put the eggs on last. Why would you put the eggs on last of the cake? You ruin the cake, right? So you take other people's experience and you learn from them, and you do it the way they did it that works, because you're going to save years and years of money, time, and energy that you can never get back. So a huge part is modeling success of other people.
And pouring yourself to, a lot of these people have written books, right? Go on YouTube. Anything else that you suggest, maybe investing into their programs as well, if they're still alive? That's a lot what you did.
Yeah, well, if you have $1.3 million, you can go do that, because that's pretty much what I spent so far. And I'm still investing. I just spent $10,000 the other day for a copywriter. And my husband's like, you spent $10,000 for a copywriter? So you can invest in me, in yourself, by working with me, because then, as one of my clients, Dr. Terry, said, she goes, I wanted to get it 10 cents on the dollar. So she would rather work with me, who paid for it all, and then teach her, than having to go to everybody else and learn what they had to do, because I pretty much mastered it. One of the things is totally mastering if there's an area that you want to excel in and there's somebody who can actually do that, then absolutely. I'm a big proponent of learning from the source. And if you want to learn, but one of the things I'm very big about is finding people that are actually doing what you want, not just saying it.
Yes.
And that was a big deal for me, because when I was teaching as a business and life strategist, I teach entrepreneurs, business owners, and coaches how to build 6- and 7-figure businesses. I'm not speaking from theory. I'm not turning around from someone who hasn't done it. I had to start at the same place everybody else did, with no list, no group, no following, and no #1 bestseller, no ABC, NBC, CBS. I started the same place. Just, I had an idea, I had a big heart, I had a mission, and I wanted to help people. And I had to get out there. The advantage I have is I went to school for marketing advertising. I have a background in psychology. I've been studying human psychology for 27 years, and you can't sell something that they're not buying. You have to find people who are buying, and knowing how to do that is an art. And people think it's an intuitive thing. They don't understand marketing. And when you understand marketing, it becomes really easy.
Wow. Powerful stuff. Thank you. We're only on number 3. How about number 4?
Number 4. So number 4 has to do with, number 4 has to do with measuring, measure, monitor, adjust, and control. And one of the things, what gets measured gets done. And so often people are not measuring what they're doing. So they go out there and they're spending time, going out and connecting with people. And are we measuring what success we got from it? Was there any return on it? Are we measuring the phone calls we're making? I was trained by Tom Hopkins. He had, back, if you know who he sold the most houses, 365 houses in 1 year. No one ever beat his record. And when I was at MCI, they sent me to learn from him. And then years later, I took my husband and I took a whole team of 20 of my group to be trained by him, because he wrote the book, How to Sell Like a Lion and Act Like a Lamb, and all the other stuff. And he said, it takes 29 no's to get a yes. Every single day I had a list with 30 lines on it, Curtis. And every time someone said no to me, I'd say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they'd be like, and I'm all excited. And they're like, well, what are you excited about? About a no? I'm like, I'm that much closer to a yes. I need 29 to get a yes. I'm getting close. What gets measured gets done. If we don't measure what we're doing, what's working, what's not working, the same way I said to even look at what you're doing in your calendar. This time together, the podcast is written in my calendar. I'll discern if I'm doing something that's result producing. And if it's not result producing, it doesn't get repeated. And that's where people don't understand. So you're over there on social media, and this is a normal thing for people. They become voyeurs. 4 hours later, their time got lost and they have no idea how they lost it, right? What gets measured gets done. Well, I know that I limit myself I'm not the one posting. I have a team of people who do it for me. I show up, I give myself 15 minutes in the morning, I give myself 15 minutes in the afternoon, and I get out of there so I don't get lost in the inertia of just the scroll of what's going on with it. So measure everything, and also schedule things out. What you're going to do, when you're going to do it. And when you put it in the calendar, it makes it happen.
Awesome. Wow. So number 1, mindset. Number 2, take a massive action. 3, modeling success. 4, measuring. How about number 5?
5 is manage. And managing what you're doing, managing people, growing a business. It's super important that you don't try to wear every hat. At the beginning as an entrepreneur, you are, but when you think you're saving money, you're actually costing you money. It's good to know how to do everything, but it's more important to manage it. You got to be able to work on your business and not in your business. And if you don't manage it, you'll end up being, Robert Kiyosaki wrote the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And there's a difference between an entrepreneur, an investor, self-employed, and the employee. And until you understand that, how to manage your business so that you can have it run with or without you, that's super important. I have 13 employees. I cannot be everything to everyone, and I'm not good at everything. So I have to figure out what is my superpower and do that, just like you have to figure out what yours is. And then you get other people to do other things, and then, find people better than you, and then promote them within so that you have the best of the best company that will help people.
It sounds like a great manager does a great job in the automate, delegate, eliminate area as well.
Yes, you have to learn to do that. And that was a learning for me too. I'm a little bit of a control freak. I like to control things. And I had to learn to let go and let people make mistakes and expect there'll be mistakes, literally expect there'll be mistakes, and smile through it and say, thank you. Thank God I have people that are making mistakes for me because I'm not doing them all myself. And they'll get better, and they'll get better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a learning experience for myself, is just being able to let go a little bit and to be able to make sure that, trust in other people. So it's definitely been a learning experience on this end. So how about number 6?
Number 6 is marketing and innovation. Every single thing you do is marketing and innovation. I always think of the chip witch when I think of this one, because there was nothing different about chocolate chip cookies and nothing different about vanilla ice cream. Somebody decided to put them together and made a chip witch. It's marketing and innovation. There is nothing original out there, but innovation is the only thing that will keep us in business today.
So how about that in relates to some of these new businesses that you started? So you saw a need, you provided a solution. Do you have maybe an example in your own life, in your own business you'd like to share, or in one of your clients?
Sure, absolutely. Marketing and innovation. Well, one was even for the transformative neuro Reiki master. She's a Reiki master. Most people were getting $65 an hour. She averages $300 an hour. Well, what we did is we made her a transformative neuro Reiki master, had it trademarked because she actually was trained by me and my associate Willard Barth in NAP as well as NLP, because I can train people in that. And so she wasn't just a Reiki master. She knew neuroscience, human psychology, NLP, NAP, energy work. I'm like, you're not a Reiki master. You're a transformative neuro Reiki master. And we trademarked her that. And when we did, we also had her add more value by creating an online program. So she was no longer trading time for money. We created a system around what she did that would actually be able to have people have true transformation and get results. And because of that, she is making a 6-figure income working 15 hours a week because it was marketing innovation. Another thing from marketing innovation as well was NAP Leadership and Coaching Academy. I was already trained as a master NLP practitioner and trainer. So I knew that, but my associate and I created NAP out of what we saw as a need. So we had been studying human psychology. We went back to the 1600s with Jeremy Bentham, who said people would do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. And I always thought that was Tony Robbins until I found out it was Jeremy Bentham. Again, Tony just reinvented it. And I said, okay, well, if that's what they do, and we studied Milton Erickson and all these other great masters that preceded us, and Dr. Virginia Satir, who actually taught Dr. Bandler, and Grinder, like all these other people. And we said, okay, what is it out there? And we created our own NAP. That was marketing and innovation. And we built a very, very, very big, profitable multi-6-figure income out of that alone, just by innovating into something new.
And so what's your sweet spot with that? Is teaching other people NAP, or is it applying that and helping businesses change?
Well, the sweet spot ended up being for my innovation, as far as what Lisa Lieberman-Wang does as a business and life strategist, is that one thing no one ever did, Curtis, is what I decided I needed to do. I have learned from the best of the best, from the masters out there, totally like invested in everything. But what I never got from any of them was a handheld experience to tell me if I got it right. So I'd go and I'd learn from this, I'd learn from you, and the next one, and the next one, the next one, the next one. And then I'd go to apply it, but I didn't know if I really got it right, because sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And I said, you know what, that's really great, but you know what people need more than anything else? What I needed. I need someone to hold my hand. I need when somebody says, here's a signature talk that sells, and you need to have an opening heart story. You need to have this, this, and this. How do I know if I got it right? Now, I know for a fact, because I've already seen over 100 people's opening heart stories, that 99% of them get it wrong. Even though I give them the full script, put this here, this, like fill in the blank, they still get it wrong because they make themselves the hero of the story, and they cannot be. They have to be the guide. The customer has to be the hero. They don't understand the dynamics even when you tell them. But so the difference is, my differentiator is not only do I teach you, when my platinum and elite clients work with me, I go through their work. I wordsmith their work. I change what they're doing. I give them feedback, because here's what it is. If you don't get feedback, you're thinking, I don't know why it's not working. Well, because you made it all about you and not them. You didn't have a call to action. How did you actually lead them in? You're just asking, but you never gave them anything. Like all these things, people don't realize. They think they're following it, but they're not. They're putting the eggs on last.
That is so cool. It's a signature talk, you're saying, and then there's a process to that and helping tell your story.
That's just part of it. So I actually created a program called Mastery to Millions. It is the 7 secrets you must know to build your business in today's economy. That is my program. Mastery to Millions, you're one conversation away. Whether it's a conversation with meeting someone new with a sensational soundbite, whether it's a conversation with a talk, whether it's a conversation with a podcast, whether it's a follow-up call, or what I have is $1 million script that enrolls people into your program. Anything you do are conversations. I teach people how to have conversations that create cash and make the register ring ka-ching.
That is the best hook I've ever heard. I mean, that is awesome. Can you say that one more time? And also, where can we go?
Oh my God, I don't know what I just said. You're so cute. You can just go to LisaLieberman-Wang.com. I am the only Jewish Chinese woman with that name. So you can totally find me there. And you can also get brandyoubecometheexpert.com. And you can get it for free. You just cover the shipping. I'll give you the book for free. And I got extra bonuses there when you go there. So you can welcome to get that as well. And if you're listening to this and you are excited and you want to build your business, I have something free coming out. And it's actually a free workshop teaching you a signature talk that sells. And if you go to workshop.masterytomillions.com, you can sign up for free. And for 5 days during your lunch hour, I'm going to teach you how to craft a signature talk. And at the end of the 5 days, you're going to actually have one. And then I'm going to tell you how you can work with me as well. But being here, if you are serious and not a tire kicker and you really want to take your business to multiple 6 to 7 figures, the way to reach me is to go to Call with Lisa, and that's my calendar. You fill out an application. If I think I can help you, then I'll be happy to have a call with you. If not, you won't. Really simple.
I think somebody's been modeling success because I purchased Call with Curtis not too long ago because somebody must have saw your domain name. So that is awesome where they can book an appointment. That is great. Well, I know that we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but that was a great one. So number 6 was marketing and innovation. Do you mind sharing number 7?
Number 7 is mastermind. One of the things for my success is totally combining, keeping myself connected with other people. Masterminding has been important. I always say, if you're the smartest one in the room, then you're in trouble. You need to be finding other people that know more than you. So in my environments for my clients, especially my elite coaching is an elite mastermind group where they're combined with like 10 other people. So they're not just learning for themselves, but they're masterminding in each other's businesses. You get different perspectives. Things come up you never would have thought of before. And I've been masterminding with my platinum partners from the Tony world for a decade now. I've been masterminding with the Tony Robbins trainer senior leader community for 27 years. Always put yourself in a room elevating to people that are aspiring for more of what you want. And when you do, just magic truly happens. I remember when I started out, I would have been happy to make a 6-figure income. And had I not put myself in a peer group that was making 7, 8, 9 figures, I never would have even thought I could, So I think it's important to put yourself in environments with those aspiring for what you want, because they'll lift you higher. They literally will lift you higher. And that's what I found. When building businesses the way we have, it's been quite amazing that I really attribute it to the people I hang around with. And I never want to be the smartest one in the room. And sometimes I am, and it scares me. And I'm like, no, I need another room. I need another room. I need another room. So.
Wow, those are some awesome 7 secrets right there. And I've heard bits and pieces of some of them. And for you tying it and bring it all together, I am definitely going to be going to the website, as well as everybody that should be listening to this podcast should be going there as well. I want to ask you a question. What lights you on fire? What, like outside of work, inside of work, what lights you on fire?
Well, thank you for saying inside of work, because really what lights me on fire more than anything else is seeing my clients successful. That is, to me, the greatest gift I can have. So my mission in life is to touch more lives than Oprah by helping people who help others. So I feel like every single soul I get to help, them helping others is doing the work I want, is making that trickle effect of changing the world. And I really feel like if Dr. Turner didn't introduce me to Tony Robbins 27 years ago, I didn't know who he was. And I was totally hurting myself. And she said, oh, Tony Robbins doing a fire walk. And I was like, who's Tony Robbins and what's a fire walk? And had she not done that, I never would have changed my life. I was honestly suicidal. And I was attacked on a date at 16, attacked by an employer at 18, and an associate at 19. I had more reasons for not wanting to be here. And when I was given the gift of seeing a different way, of understanding what had happened and how to change it for other people so they don't have the same trajectory for their life of going down the wrong path, I felt like that was what I'm supposed to be doing. So lighting up is helping people. That's what helps.
Wow.
That's what lights me up.
That is really, really cool. Because I know a lot of times people say, it's fun to be immersed in what you're passionate about. And hopefully that ignites your purpose, the purpose, something that's bigger than you that you're striving towards. And what's awesome is you found your purpose and your passion and your work all in one, which is very rare.
Yes, it is. And honestly, had it not been the people I surrounded myself with, whether it be Dr. Turner or Lauren or Tony Robbins and all these other people, that never would have happened. And I just feel really blessed that it did. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I knew that this was going to be an amazing podcast, and you over-delivered for sure, and my expectations for sure. So thank you so much for hopping on. Any parting thoughts, anything that you would like to leave our listeners with?
Well, I think, this was really going around business, and yet what my heart wants to say is always remember to fly, and fly stands for first love yourself. When you come from that place, it's a whole different trajectory of your business. Make the people you're working for as important as yourself, but make sure you take care of yourself too. And I just want to say, stop selling shovels. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Is, a lot of people are selling shovels. They're saying, want to buy my shovel, want to buy my shovel, want to buy my shovel. And right now, if it's 80 degrees outside, nobody wants to buy your shovel. But if you turn around and there's 4 feet of snow outside and people are trying to get out their door and they can't get out, and you say, okay, do you want to buy my shovel? They're going to say yes. Start finding out what people need and stop selling your product. Sell the solution, make the difference. No more sell, just tell. Stories sell, people, facts tell. And you'll see you're going to grow an amazing business, change lives, help people. And I look forward to having that opportunity to help you. So go to LisaLieberman-Wang.com, go to Call with Lisa, set up a call, and I'll be happy to help you build your dream too.
Thank you so much. You're a rock star, and there was so much value here, and I appreciate you so much for hopping on. We're going to have to get you on again at some point in the future.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Hey there, it's Curtis again. If you have not downloaded the 7 most powerful referral secrets, hop on over to referralsecrets.com. It's free. That's simply referralsecrets.com. Also, we give away prizes every week to our subscribers, so make sure you click the subscribe button. Thank you again for listening to another episode of Referral Secrets.